What's going on, guys, and welcome back. I know you saw the thumbnail, and look, I can explain. Every now and then, I've got to put my villain shoes on and
do what must be done.
If we take a look at the current Marvel Snap meta, this latest patch, you can see right here all the decks being played alongside the win rate and their popularity. And we go down to Elsa Bloodstone right here, right? That's going to represent our bounce decks for this meta. We've got a 26.1% play rate, and I get it. Very good deck. Tons of fun to play, and Elsa is absolutely everywhere. And so that can only mean one thing.
Guess who's back? 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 Guess who's back?
We're bringing them back, guys. We have Sandman, Control, and today we're going to break down the best combos, as well as what are the decks he counters best. What decks can counter Sandman, and most importantly, he's your good old Goth Kitty Bounce Spray. Now that Dr. Doom is back to his old gambling self, and we've got Mobius, which somehow makes the deck even better. Sandman is performing at a really high rate at the moment, especially given the meta deck share. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the counters to the deck. So we've got this little chart. We've got hard counters, good counters, soft counters, and the good old you're screwed for the most part if you play against this deck. Right off the bat, guys, bounce decks definitely are going to be what we target today. Mr. Negative, Sarah Control, those Kitty Pride decks. If you have Sandman, these are going to be the decks that we definitely target and counter the most, usually an easy win in Conquest or on the ladder if you have the right setup. After that, we have our good counters. These are decks that we do a pretty good job countering, for the most part, stacking up in our lanes with our combos against what they can pump out in time and what their early plays are. Cerebro decks, for the most part, destroy decks, being Nimrod and Deadpool, we limit their last play combos. And Thanos Control is a really good deck to go up against with Sandman, and we definitely don't fear them all too much, as we typically have the upper hand. As far as soft counters, these are decks that measure up pretty well to what we can do in comparison. A high Evo, we usually can beat, but they can definitely top us off in power with the Hulk, or depending on where and when they play Storm and Cyclops and what we can get down as well. A Professor X can make things somewhat difficult. So high Evo, although we're not screwed, can be a tougher matchup. As well as Loki. I think Loki does have the upper hand a lot of the times if they play him early. And depending on how popular Sandman gets, Loki could be devastating. But for now, they typically play Loki a little bit late. And then we obviously limit him from getting his energy discount, because he can only play one card at a time. Albeit, we're giving him some very good cards, which is why it's only a soft counter. And then lastly, we have You're Screwed, and that's going to be a couple popular decks at the moment. Boosted Patriot decks pretty much run circles around us, as they can boost up Sinisters and Broods very early on and just beat out our combos. We simply just can't beat what they do. Playing a Sandman is going to be too late against it. And we're going to have to try other strategies to win against this deck. And Shuri, who just doesn't need a lot of cards, play big power with like 3 cards. The simple Shuri, Red Skull, and Taskmaster is enough to beat our deck. Now, a couple of things before we get into the combo plays. Let's talk about some like snapping moments or things to look out for. Now, first of all, you want to pay extra attention, and you're going to hear me repeat this when I'm piloting the matches, on the first couple of turns, right? If they're not playing cards, turn 1, okay. Turn 2, you're probably going to snap. If you have Sandman and a ramp option in hand, it's going to be too hard for them to catch up, and you already know the end result on what's about to happen. Other than that, look out for locations that are going to help you out. Natural ramp locations, destroy locations for your Electro, like Murder World, or obviously, Death's Domain, things like that. Really advantageous for you. And if you just have your combos. Typically, if you have your combos and you line up that kind of cheat sheet for counters, you're going to know what you can beat, and you're going to know what you can snap against pretty early on. Lastly, if you have Mobius down and they haven't played a lot, they haven't played their Mobius, and you have your wave in hand, I would snap on the play that you have Mobius down. Typically, they're going to know this, and they're going to retreat, or you're going to go ahead and really make the deck suffer, because you're just at a much bigger advantage than they are. Now, when it comes to our Sandman deck, we're going to talk about some combos, but let's first look at, by far, the best Sandman deck right now that you can play, in my opinion, and it's really not even close. And then we're going to go through another option, as well as one with like no Series 5 cards, a much cheaper option if you want to be introduced into Sandman in the way that he plays. So obviously, guys, we're not going to go Nebula Sunspot. You can definitely go that route. Jeff and Mobius is enough to get the job done. Jeff can be played after playing Sandman, so obviously really good depending on our pulls. And Mobius just works great to not only counter a ton of decks out there, but we can also set up our wave combo. Psylocke just got buffed, but does not make the ramp cut. Electro and Wave are still going to be our ramping cards. And then we have our 5 cost with Sandman, Black Panther, and Arrow. Either way you cut it, because of how good Odin and Doom are together as a finishing combo, we naturally just want to have other on reveals with powerful effects. Playing Sandman down on 5 allows us to have access to some of our better combos. Clearly just playing Dr. Doom on 5, followed by Alioth, because we have priority in a lane that we think they're going to play in, or just playing Odin on top of Dr. Doom is typically a pretty easy win. Black Panther, same thing, Arnim Zola, you guys know that one by now. Or playing just Arrow, followed by Dr. Doom, followed by Odin. You've got 2 Arrow controls to pull them over. You do more Dr. Doom spreading wide, pulling their cards over. This is a very hard combo to beat and why this deck is so good. And then Alioth is just kind of feeling like cheat codes we did not have in the last time I did a Sandman deck. Clearly takes this deck kind of to a whole new level and definitely very good in the current builds. Although we have another really good build that you can play that utilizes a bit different cards here. We have Nebula instead of Mobius if you don't have him. We still have the Jeff, but he can be substituted for a Sunspot, Electro, Wave, and with this time we're going with a big hand, an Iron Lad to proc heavy big cards on 4, Devil Dinosaur because we have a huge hand, obviously. And then we go with a leader package, a little bit different than the last deck. Alioth obviously is going to typically be the better option there, but you can still continue to put in other cards that might function there great. Arnim Zola being the first to mind, very easy option. Which takes us to our kind of pool 3 option, and we're obviously missing some key cards like Nebula, but this deck does have Sunspot in it, and we do have an easy way to kind of ramp out early. You can always go with a Sunspot and then just a high card like Lizard on turn 2, followed by your ramp cards. Or you can just go with the Sunspot and try to start proccing out something like Jubilee. We have the Electro Wave in the deck, Devil Dinosaur, and then we have our Black Panther Arnim Zola combo, followed by leader Dr. Doom and Odin. That last bit with America Chavez doesn't change all that much because it's just too good to pass up. The Chavez is perfect, pushing down everything we want, and by then, Chavez doesn't matter. She's a must in the deck to help us get our ramp cards more reliably, and then obviously our Sandman. Now, you guys know the usual combos. There's a couple out there, though, that you can definitely play. Some solid 5 cost and 6 cost cards that I would recommend to experiment with, no question. First of all, you can always do a interesting Electro, skip turn 4, and then on turn 5, you play Infinite, followed by Arnim Zola, 20 in 2 lanes, plus what you played on 1 and 2. Not a bad deck design, and was kind of how I used to play Sandman, and it could be a lot of fun. Clearly, we have other good cards like Magneto if you want to just include other good cards. Magneto affecting a lot of lanes, although the 3 and 4 costs right now aren't everywhere, so it's not, the best thing at the moment. Onslaught is going to work perfect as a turn 6 play on top of Claw. If you just play Sandman, Claw, and Onslaught and you stack them up in the right lanes, very tough to beat as long as you know where they're playing, especially with Jeff. I like this combo a lot more. You don't need to overdo it with ongoing cards, but you can throw in a couple more in there. Iron Lad fits nicely in this deck, and or Jubilee. So the Claw, Onslaught, great combo as well. And, right now, at the moment, of course, you can go with Leech. You can do these other combos. But I really like Lady Deathstrike. She is perfect to play on turn 4, because by that point in time, they might have Elsa or Angela out. These cards we're seeing all over the place. Mobius. And you could just destroy it with Lady Deathstrike. Bishop. She has a lot of value at the moment, and I was having a ton of fun with her in destroyed decks and could slot in here as well. Hell, you can even Arnim Zola her. Outside of that, the other cards I would consider, Valkyrie has some cheeky options that you can play with, and obviously Legion and Gamora. All of these I think are great options, although they're not going to be the most sustainable. So we're going to hop into Gold Conquest with arguably the best Sandman deck you can play if you want just like a sweat-free experience. And we're going to see how it's going against the Elsa balance kind of ladder at the moment. But I do encourage you to try out the different combinations of 5 and 6 cost cards. The ongoing version is way less predictable and typically means more cubes. Whereas if you go with the safer route like Black Panther, you're going to win easier, but the cubes will come less. So maybe do this deck for Conquest and then try to spice it up for ladder. All right, battle number 1, guys. We are telling them what we're playing. If he looks at our avatar, the weather sucks. I'm dropping breadcrumbs here. And we'll see with how greedy this meta is. I think we're going to wipe this Conquest. We get a Mobius, Jeff start, and Sandman in hand. Love that. Don't have the ramp card yet. We are playing the bounce deck, just like we thought we would. We have a wave. So we're going to play down Mobius. If he Mobiuses as well, it's like a bit of a bummer. Maybe a tad bit of an early snap. But because we have Sandman on top of this, it's at least 2 cubes. Yep, there's the Nightcrawler. And the Elsa and friends will be dropping here in a moment. Now, do you want to play Wave or Electro, right? That's kind of the call. But we're going to go Wave here mainly because it limits his play the next turn. His cards are going to be really screwed up, right? Especially because he's calling them back now. So this, like, when they Falcon this early too, or bounce, it's bad news because they don't even have cards down that they can be playing, right? So we're going to play Sandman over here. Don't have, like, an awful ton to play left side. And usually this is just like, okay, I'm going to retreat after this. Yeah, so he can't even fill a lane if he wanted to. Yeah, he's already out of here. So we have Arrow, Black Panther. That we could have played. We head in the next battle. I think it's registering for TJ that it's going to be a long climb here. All right, Elysium into Mobius. So he's snapping now because he also has a Mobius. Like, he's feeling great. He's like, I'm going to play my Mobius. Or he's snapping and he doesn't have Mobius. He just likes that he has cheap cards. And I play Mobius and then I get the advantage. He doesn't. It's very bad for him. He plays Forge. Does he play Mobius? Come on. Play Mobius here. Oh, man. Okay. Bad news bears. This guy plays a lot of bounce, though. Really good Kitty Pryde variant. There's a lot of locations. You want to look for ramp locations. You want to look for destruction locations for Electro. And right off the bat, those are snap conditions. And what do they play in the opening turns? Looking through that, that's really all you got to do to ensure a win and or an early snap. And this guy snapped early. Don't do it. Snap has a way of just balancing things out. It has a way. So we can already do a lot of the combos that we want to do here without having to play Electro. So I think we just skip. I can't believe that just happened. What did he even lose? My tracker's not up on them, so I don't know. I wasn't looking. I was too distracted. All right, so let's play down our Black Panther mid.
Wakanda forever!
Okay. Now, he already thinks he knows what we're going to do. And he's not exactly wrong. This would be kind of mean. Instead of doing the Arnim Zola now, like this just... he doesn't even get to play here, and then we could do like a bunch of different ways to win. So we're just going to go this. We know he's going to play into his Angela lane. It'd be shocking if he didn't play into his Angela lane. Maybe he goes all mid and plays a bounce. Okay, we get rid of 2 of his cards. Likely the Kitty Pryde. And yeah, you hate to see it there. I feel bad. I do feel bad, guys. Another Elysium. Maybe this guy will learn his lesson and not T1 snap. We don't have Mobius, so he's got that going for him. But we have a natural way to ramp again, which is just such a huge advantage. Zombie squirrels, gotta love it. So cool, by the way. This is awesome. This is also awesome. Oh my god. We'll play Mobius down. We'll get the snap in. At this point, I do feel a little bit bad. I do. Fast. Forge. Here's the Moby. In this case, it's definitely a Moby Dick. I guess it doesn't hurt to go Electro. Then we can Doom, Eliath, Arrow where we want to kind of thing. That's a good play for him. So we can Doom, then Odin. We can guess where he's going to play. Like over there. Yeah, we're going to do this one. No, we didn't get it. Bummer. He feels pretty good about that. I would too. That was a misplay, even though obviously we know the play that could have won. At this point, I was kind of hunting. I was maybe hunting just a little bit. So I think we play Doom here simply to just move our Jeff and play Odin on his best lane. Still pretty diabolical. And then we have like all these other things that we could do to win as well. There goes Kitty Pride. Squirrel. The monkey. Moving Jeff and playing Odin will obviously win us this lane, but then it doesn't put a lot in this lane. It doesn't put too much, so he just has to play big card over there. But that's the play to do. We're not going to win this lane anyway. We give up on that, and then we play over here. I think that's all we have to do. We're going to kill what's there. I mean, he could just play... If he just plays one big card here, he can win. Let's see if he does it. We're putting 14 there, so he'd have to put 10. Bigger than 10. That's actually kind of tough for what he's doing. He obviously likes it. It's a tough... This is a tough play for him. Like, Iron Man doesn't do it. Iron Man's 3, so actually you would tie it, maybe? But unfortunately, we just kill it. Goodness. What did he play right side? Another hit monkey? Okay. Well, that's about how it goes against Bounce. Really thoughtless play. Full clear, didn't lose anything, and it's all too easy against what is the most played deck at the moment, as we are going to head into battle number 2, and we're going to maybe run into more bounce decks. Who knows? But this is definitely solid. Boosted Patriot obviously is one that would be tough to beat. It is out there at a decently played rate. But on to battle number 2. Hoping we go against like Loki's a tougher win, but one we could beat. That'd be a fun one to play. All right, we have Mobius, Wave, Odin, Sandman. Love the Mobius to Wave to Sandman play. It's diabolical, and this guy did not play the first turn. So let's see if he plays second turn. He doesn't. We play Mobius. We snap. The easiest snap of our lives. If this guy's playing Mr. Negative, it's even a worse time for him. Yeah, dude, a lot of players don't like retreating the first battle. It's insane. All right, he plays Electro. Maybe he feels like maybe he's kind of Sandman. Are we playing a mirror match? That'd be awesome. A piece of me wants to play Odin right now in the middle to just lock this guy out and just play a little differently than the typical route. Like, we don't even have to Sandman right now. I kind of like this play instead. Like, if this is Sandman, he's doing our job for us, right? Bro X. Okay. We can Jeff in there if we need to. We'll Dr. Doom now. He's snapping, so he likes whatever the play is. Let's see if he's playing a... Oh, man. Feels bad, bro. Tough beat for this guy. So we can just sneak in with that, right? We sneak in. If he plays Odin, he's got 12 to us. He's probably going to play Odin here, is what I would assume. We could also just play here. Kill whatever's here. He definitely doesn't have 15 here. Yeah, this is easy. We'll play Eliath here. Just kill whatever he has. The Jeff was tempting, but either way, it seems like we were playing a mirror match there. So that was a ridiculous easy 8 cubes. I mean, just speed running the gold card. He's out. It's done with. I'm telling you, Sandman's one of those decks, I would say, compared to just about any other deck. Like, Toxic is annoying to play. Maybe, you know, a negative that pops off. You get an 8 cubes, they're out of there. But Sandman, if you win the first one with a 4 or an 8, they're done. They leave. For the most part, they don't want to play Sandman. They got better things to do. They'd rather just queue up the next ticket, and we'll happily collect our infinity tickets, right? So we're going to head into battle number 3. And again, you guys have seen Sandman guys in the past that I've done, right? The main thing that I wanted to do here is to showcase the different builds of the deck a little bit of how you play with Mobius wave action now, the different paths you can take, and how it's playing against the current meta. Although that second deck there was pretty easy. As we end with Lewis H. We got Electro, Sandman, Black Panther. Does Lewis play first turn? He does. And it looks like we're playing a toxic deck, which with Odin... Ooh, that's hot. With Odin, I like that. All right, let's go ahead and seal up this left lane. He might play Demon here, which could be a little rough. He plays Demon there, we're probably out of it. No, he doubles down in the mid. Plays Falcon, okay. Turn 3. This is interesting. We've already won left side, right? That's done. If we play this, we could just play Black Panther on top of it. I think we just win. Let's just see where he plays. He goes Demon and Jeff. Ooh, so he can tie us.
Time's up.
Okay. It's only 2 cubes. Let's risk it. And I'm a little nervous because it shows him what we're playing, but I think we're just going to risk this. Our best odds is to do this right here. I don't like it. Oh, man. Talk about not playing that right. We would double tie, and then he wins the tiebreaker. Damn. So he would have had an 8-0. We would have had 10-6. We would have lost with either play. They're good to know. He got 2 there. That's fine. And it looks like we're playing a bounce deck. Good news, we're playing the deck we sought out for, the ones that are popular right now. And we have an Electro to play right in a Rickety Bridge, so we're going to snap into that. And in the turn, he's probably out. He probably knows. He saw my Electro. Lewis should leave this. But his arrogance has got the best of him. And even worse, he's got a Kitty Pride. Let's hope we get Sandman. Let's get the Mysterio down now. We'll play him middle. What could he be playing left side? Hood? Cast? Okay. Hellfire Club? Alright, so we'll go to the Electro now. And then we might even play Arrow now. Or not now, but next turn. Turn 4, typically, he's going to be dumping a good amount of stuff. Mobius stops him for a little bit. So the play here would be Wave with Mobius. I think it's diabolical, but we can't. Just playing Wave with Jeff is not a bad idea. That way we kill our Electro because he's not going to feed that lane. Plays an early hit monkey that I guess he's going to bounce back. And we already have our Dr. Doom. But we don't have the priority. So I'm thinking Doom mid here as he's going to bounce that back. Yeah, we had a feeling there. Now we've got priority, which is really good for us for several reasons. Number one, we can move Jeff to aid us a little bit more over there and simply just Goliath. And he would have to play all the way over here, abandon middle, and then play this way. The thing is, with Bishop, he'll probably be able to build that up and beat us. He only needs 4 cards to play. We have a fat middle lane that we should win by a lot. He's going to end up playing this. We're going to kill all these cards. He only played 3, so he would have to play the perfect hand here. I don't think it's going to happen. So we're winning now by what? Yeah, 2-7. And make that a lot more than that. All right, so we get 4 cubes off the top. And we haven't even Sandman this guy yet, right? Haven't even used our best counter. And they're played like the most by far right now are these Elsa, Phil, Flood, Wait for the Last Turn decks because they're fun to play. And, I'm sorry for getting Sandman out there, but it's a natural counter. And with Dr. Doom going back to good old 5-5-5, it's too good to pass up. We've got Jeff, Goliath, Odin, Black Panther, Arnhem, Zola. Let's get Jeff out now. Hope for a ramp card. Base throne's interesting. Okay. Go wave here. I didn't mind going wave middle, then play Odin on top of that. Going with Hit Monkey. It probably just bounces all this back with this one play, yeah? He can only play one card right now. Oh. Do we do this? And then we Alliath mid? I don't think that's going to be enough. This is pretty mean. Let's do this. Yeah. Yeah, because no matter what, even if he bounced back there, like, he had no way... He had no way to win that, mostly, because if I get priority, then I Alliath him. It was going to be a tough win, man. We're combining everything that's just great against this deck. We have Sandman early. Still have yet to play him against the bounce deck. Crimson Cosmos. Terrible location for that guy. Gonna snap right into that. At this point, he's losing confidence. He double snaps into it. Okay. He knows he's got to claim a lot off me now, so I appreciate the tenacity. And to be fair, we don't have a ramp card. We got nothing yet, so the early ramp... Dude, some days... Oh, sometimes it's just not your day. It's just not your day sometimes. Do we give this up? Nah, honestly, I think we just play wave over here. There's no need. Get a little bit of extra sizzle. He knows what he's got to do now. We play Sandman. You gotta hate to see that. Oh man, that's just that. This is when this character art goes from being like amazing callback to Sandbay to just that right there. Just like, I hate this. I'm done. And I feel bad. I do. There's decks that don't feel good getting out there again, but also not everybody has the season pass. Not everyone likes bounce, and it's just right now it's pretty easy wins until everyone shifts to this. And there's tons of ways to beat this deck. It's not polarizing enough, but it's gonna be a nice little counterweight to the meta, right? And with that, we go ahead and claim one of the easier Infinity tickets I've gotten in a while. So there we go. Not too tough. Nothing crazy. Not a lot has changed outside of Mobius giving you yet another tool to be able to capitalize on. And on top of that, the meta outside of, sure, decks have been tough, things like that. But right now, the meta is a lot about playing late, and Sandman just capitalizes on it. So hopefully you guys learned maybe something new with the Sandman archetype. And let me know what kind of Sandman plays you guys like. If there's any 5-6 combinations that are sick, like Valkyrie, Arnim, Zola. There's some cool stuff out there, so let me know what has worked for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and if you haven't already and you want to help support me as a creator, listen, I'm obligated to say it at the end, guys. If you made it this far, appreciate you. Subscribe down below. And until the next one, good luck out there in the ladder Conquest. Happy snapping.